Most guys want high testosterone. The most important thing you've got to fix is your diet. If your diet is off, you're not going to have high testosterone. If you're eating these foods all the time, you're not going to have high testosterone. And if you're avoiding these foods, but you're still not eating these, you're not going to be supplying your body with the correct chemical ingredients, the correct biochemical ingredients for you to produce testosterone and to live in an anabolic supporting environment. I'm going to tell you what to avoid very simply, and then I'm going to tell you what to consume. But we've also got to bear in mind that having one of these once isn't really going to do anything. It's the consistency and overall how your diet looks, and eating one of these foods once isn't going to boost your testosterone. It's about eating them consistently over a long period of time. I'm going to get this one out of the way first because it's not necessarily a food, but it has to be avoided for testosterone. Is alcohol. It's a direct and indirect testosterone killer. It's going to suppress your hormone production. It's obviously going to mess with your liver if you drink it too much. It's going to kill your sleep, kill your recovery, and it's overall a absolute nightmare for testosterone and obviously like fat gain and stuff because it's very calorific. Has to be kept to an absolute minimum. I always recommend once a month, absolute minimum, because even bi-weekly, every other week, is still too much. If you're drinking every single week, you're not going to have high testosterone. And realistically, the goal for every man should be 800 to 1200 testosterone. This is the upper range for testosterone where we want to be, and we experience all the good effects of high testosterone. Number 2 is refined sugars and carbs. So these are basically just processed sugars and processed carbs, even like pasta and breads. I do have sourdough bread because it's obviously only a few ingredients, but typical breads and white breads and any processed junk food is going to have refined sugars, refined carbs. These are not going to be good for testosterone. They just spike your insulin straight away because there's no micronutrients and it gets absorbed so quickly by the body. These are only good if you're an endurance athlete. But if you're an endurance athlete, you're not going to have as high testosterone because that's not optimal for testosterone. Remember, everything I say is from a standpoint of testosterone specifically, as that is what I teach and that's what I live by. Number 3 is a controversial one, but seed oils. I don't think they're as bad as people make them out to be, but are they optimal for testosterone? Absolutely not. You know, you've got canola oil, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, soybean oil, etc. The problem is people say these are fine, these don't affect your health, but I don't think of it like affecting your health. I look at things like what makes me perform the absolute best that I can, and seed oils certainly isn't in that category. Like I say, consuming these once isn't really going to do anything, but consuming these all the time, you are probably going to experience some problem. Obviously people argue like the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, but people just don't get enough omega-3s, and then they still consume seed oils, and it's not going to be good for their health at all. Number 4 is any form of fast food. This is going to be a mixture of refined carbs, seed oils, and also trans fats all in one mix, which is going to just cause gut health issues, inflammation. It's going to make you feel like shit. You're going to be tired, and it's just a lot of dopamine. It's going to be massive dopamine and insulin spikes. And when we've got chronically high insulin, this is not going to be good for testosterone as well. As a whole, it's pretty standard, pretty straightforward. I don't want to overcomplicate it too much. You just want to keep highly processed and ultra processed foods to an absolute minimum. They're not going to be good for our performance, for our testosterone. If we want to hit this, can you include these in your diet for fat loss? Absolutely. Can you include these consistently in your diet if you want 800 to 1200 testosterone? Most definitely not. That's why we keep them to a minimum. We just don't consume them at all. Now, the exciting part, what do we actually want to consume? Because now we've cleaned the slate, it's about adding in foods that give us the minerals and the vitamins for our body to produce testosterone. Starting off is ground beef or steak. This is basically beef as a whole, but these are the most common forms. You want to get 80-20 ground beef and fatty forms of steak. Why? Because it basically contains every single vitamin or mineral that your body needs to produce testosterone. You're going to get some cholesterol, saturated fat, you're going to get your B vitamins, you're going to get, iron, selenium, etc. These are the biochemical ingredients your body needs to produce testosterone. Obviously eggs as well, I talk about them all the time. They contain every single vitamin that you need except vitamin C. It's like a multivitamin, and that is also the same as animal organs as well, which I'm going to go on to in a second. But for eggs, anywhere from 4 to 10 a day. If you want to do more than 10, do more than 10. They are an absolute superfood. Going to give cholesterol, saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, you're going to get B vitamins, you're going to get choline, you're going to get manganese. There is so many benefits to eating eggs, eating beef. That's why you've got to build your diet sort of around them from a testosterone standpoint, because they're absolutely essential and give your body every single thing that they need. Animal organs are something that I like, but I personally do hearts and I do liver more so. And what I do is I microdose this every single day. So I'll have like 30 to 50 grams of liver. Can be any liver, beef's going to be the best, but at the moment it's chicken liver. I just 30 to 50 grams with some eggs in the morning, because it is like a multivitamin. Liver is a nutrient powerhouse. You're getting cholesterol, you're getting B vitamins, you're getting iron, you're getting all of the same things that you're getting from like beef and eggs. You're getting it in a very small amount. You're getting so much vitamin A, so much B12. It is an absolute superfood, and the best thing is it is ridiculously cheap, because no one buys it, no one wants it, but it doesn't taste that bad. It's not like a nice ribeye steak, but it is absolutely insane in terms of from a nutrient standpoint. Then you want to do fruits for good quality carbs. There's nothing wrong with carbs, and in fact carnivore and keto aren't going to be optimal for testosterone. Just do 2 to 3 pieces of fruit a day. Berries, antioxidants, you can do bananas, apples, pears, like obviously you've got like watermelon and cantaloupe. Fruits are amazing, kiwis, choose whatever you want, but 2 to 3 pieces a day. And also for quality carbs, you want to do rice and potatoes. They support your training, they support your brain health, they support your obviously just your energy as a whole. There is nothing wrong with eating rice, there's nothing wrong with eating potatoes, there's nothing wrong with eating fruits. There is no need to go low carb, or no carb even, unless you are really overweight and your diet just needs a complete reset and just using it as a short-term tool. Post-workout, rice and potatoes is what you want. Fruits before a workout, you're going to have a better workout if you've got carbs. Next is raw honey. This is very easy to pick up. Most people have raw honey around them. Just have it with your fruits. Have a teaspoon before bed, for example. Some guys say that makes you produce more luteinizing hormone overnight. I'm not sure if it does, but it's something worth thinking about. It costs like £4 or £5 a jar. In dollars, probably $6, $7, depending on where you live. But again, it's got more enzymes. It's a micronutrient powerhouse. You can do as much as you want. 1 to 2 teaspoons or tablespoons a day. It's up to you. Go crazy with it. And finally, something you can optionally do as well is dairy. Some guys will recommend raw dairy, like raw milk. Again, it's a controversial one. I haven't done it personally, so whether I can recommend it or not, I'm not sure. But kefir is something I like for gut health. Obviously, you can do like whole milk or raw milk. You do raw butter or normal butter. I do cheese as well. But this is such a easy template to follow for your diet. And if you get enough, you build your diet around beef and eggs, and you have quality carbs. You can chuck this in sometimes if you want, and you can microdose that, or just have it 1 to 2 times a week. It's such a good diet that really majorly supports testosterone, and you're going to feel insane, as I do, as other guys do who follow this. If you want to learn more about optimizing your testosterone, because this is only one piece of the puzzle, and if you want to get to this 800 to 1200 range, you need an entire system and roadmap to follow. I've made something called the High Testosterone Blueprint, which you can find in the description. You're going to get training plans, diet plans, how to eat, how to sleep, how to recover, lifestyle hacks, stress hacks. There is so much information inside the High Testosterone Blueprint. It's absolutely crazy. If you're serious about optimizing your testosterone, go and check that in the description. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.